But I could hear the whip. Hey, Mom. One of my patrons gave me a nasty dare. I have to... A nasty dare. I have to walk around this huge mall wearing a towel. So I gathered my courage and headed right into the heart of the mall. If you think this is easy, I dare you to try it. This is not something that Filipinos do. No one stopped me or said anything. But I could hear the women behind me talking.
This is not something that Filipinos do, but you did it. And you let whoever your patron was, whether he was an American or something, because he was paying you the money, or she was paying you the money to do it, you let them do it like you can be paid to be immoral or make an immoral joke. Okay. All right. So you let someone pay you to degrade yourself. Okay.
Hey, Mom. I thought I'd just call and let you know the latest news about Project Snag a Foreigner. Yeah, it's not going very well. Western guys are weird. I met this one guy, but it sounded like he's here on a hunting trip because he said he was just looking for beaver. I told him we don't have beavers here, but he just laughed and said, "Oh yes, you have lots of nice ones." So then I asked him what he wanted the beavers for, and apparently he's into taxidermy because he said he's here to stuff as many beavers as he can. Now, I don't care if a guy's got a hobby, but I don't think he's gonna find what he's looking for. I told him if I had a beaver, he was welcome to stuff it. But obviously, I couldn't help him in that department. So then he gets this weird look on his face, calls me a ladyboy, and storms off. I guess I just don't understand foreigners the way I thought I did. I'm sorry, Mom. I'll keep trying. What exactly is a dirty old man? Could it be a man that dares to still have a sex drive at an advanced age? According to the self-appointed morality police, it's only okay.
Okay, so I responded to this video. I had to let her know. I had to yell. I told her like this. A dirty old man can be a dirty old man with his wife as long as he wants, till the day he croaks over and dies. Okay, if that's not enough sexual freedom for you, Ms Pea, or for a dirty old man, I don't know what to tell you. But a man is a dirty old immoral, slut maker if he thinks he's just going to travel the country and stick his pecker in all these different women, and you're going to sit here and make jokes about it. Okay? Yeah, you belong with a dirty old man if you think that's funny and cute. Okay? But, if God is not pleased with the Filipino Pea, neither am I. She's a nice girl, and I appreciate all her efforts that she has put into her channel, but the message of her channel is becoming more and more and more and more pagan every day as she goes further and further. Like, if she's going to talk about, I just did a video on her talking about divorce coming to the Philippines and how hypocritical she is for even caring about that, because she's not married, and she's jumping from guy to guy to guy and not caring about getting married. So what does she care about divorce coming to the Philippines? She ain't got to worry about it because she's never going to get married. Not in the Philippines anyway. But I remember, this is what goes on in the Philippines. It's really, really, really crazy, and she's over there joking about it and making fun, but it really is crazy. I remember I got on Christian Filipina because somebody at work, we were talking about it, and he said, "Well, you heard of Christian Filipina, right?" I told him about my fascination with Asian women, and I talked about how I've been doing all this research on YouTube. And I said, I have this fascination with, the Philippines and the Filipino women. And I love Asian women, period. But these Filipinas are really, 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 especially the ones that are really pro-Filipina in their looks and features. I mean, they're really something, And he says, well, you can go to the Philippines and you can go to the airport and get an escort for almost the price of your plane ticket or something like that. He said, your plane ticket back or something, he said like that. He said, you can get an escort and she'll take you around the Philippines and show you, everything and speak the language for you and everything like that. And that's not the first place I heard that. But then, we were talking about Christian Filipina. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to go to Christian Filipina. And if it's not that much money, I'll start talking to some Filipinas. And, if I find one on there that I really, that really blows my mind because she's a really outstanding Christian and she's showing me that there's more to the Philippines than the Filipina P. There's more to the Philippines than her. And what she's portraying on her videos, then you know what? I'm going to head over and then I'm going to break my neck and break my back and work overtime so that I can go and hang out in the Philippines for a while. If I find the right Filipina that'll make me want to do that, I'll go before, the time that I promised to go, So I get on Christian Filipina, and as soon as I got on there, I don't think these women read my profile. They just jumped at me. And because I guess they can tell that I'm an American, or maybe they got a thing for black guys. They just jumped at me. And I told them in my profile, I told them what my height is, told them what my race is, told them how many pounds I am, how tall I am. I told them everything. I don't think they read my profile. They just jumped. They saw my face and they tried to collect me because they know that, they're all trying to collect me or something, So I'm on there, and as soon as I got to the price page, because it was ridiculous, the price a month to be on there and just talk. They got other prices, but just to send emails to these girls, okay? Just to send emails to these girls and respond to them on the site. Now, there's a fee you pay to speak to them on the site. There's another fee you pay to speak to them privately through your own email. They won't allow you to speak to these girls outside the site unless you pay the fee. So it's like it's like they're pimping these girls basically. And then there's another fee that you pay for privacy to check up. To check up and make sure this Filipina treats you right and all like that. So I'm on Christian Filipina and I'm doing this, and this woman calls me on the phone before I could even get off the page. I'm looking at the price. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Well, she knew it was ridiculous, so she called me. Very pretty lady. She showed me her profile and everything. She said, you can also, if you like Mr. Cruz, you can also look at my profile and see if you like my profile and all this kind of stuff. And we talked about my height, and she said she's about the same height and all this kind of stuff. And then, she's like telling me what the cost was. And she had this, and she was telling me well, we have all ages. Cause I told her, I says, I'm not looking for some young girl, that's in her early 20s. I'm not looking for someone to have sex with. I'm looking for a good Christian woman. Now, I says, tell me right now, is this a Christian site? Because I'm looking for a Christian woman. She said, oh, yes, Mr. Cruz, Mr. Delroy. It's Delroy, but you call Mr. Delroy. Yes, Mr. Delroy. The Filipinas, they are very faithful. They love their men. I'm thinking, okay, how do you know somebody's faithful if she ain't been married? And am I hooking up with women that are already married, or what? How do you know these women are faithful? How do you know that? Oh, these women love God. I'm sure these women love God, and they're so true. They're men. How do you know all that? You don't know that. You don't know that. You ain't gonna get in a relationship with them. How do you know that? You don't know that. You do not know that. All you know is this. Is this really a Christian site where you ask the women of their faith and loyalty to the Lord Or are these just secular women that are trying to hook up with American men? Or men that ain't Philippines, men from another country? Okay, what's going on here? But obviously, what's going on here is most of these women on the Christian Filipina, and I told somebody else about this and they laughed hysterically like, yeah, okay, there might be some Christians on there, but that's funny. Yeah, you're right for laughing because it's probably really not, a lot of Christians on that channel. Now, the Filipina P here can't make up her mind of whether the Philippines is about free beaver or is it about, sexual teasing, like her walking around the mall in a towel. Okay, what's the other one I have here?
Okay, ladies, are we all clear? Pretend to be caring, loving, loyal women, but only as long as it's absolutely necessary.
Or is it about scamming American men, making them believe that they're happily married while these young women, you're getting into this big age gap, and a lot of white men, especially white men, will fly to the Philippines for that age gap. But if a woman is mature enough to be with a old man, that means that she's going to kiss her little girly friends goodbye who like to hop to the malls and go down to the water park and put on their little skimpy clothes and go around, flashing their beauty in front of 1,000 men every day. Okay? And why am I looking at all these videos, in the Philippines, and one of the Filipina P's favorite friends, who I did a video where she sat next to him very, very provocatively, like he had a wife and a girlfriend instead of just a wife. Like she was his girlfriend on the side. I mean, it's like, move over a little bit. You know what I mean? You're talking about, women being upset with your show because their men, are watching your show, and women getting upset with their husbands for watching your show, but you're sitting too close to this woman's husband. You're bumping shoulders with him. He can smell your perfume. Like move over some. There's enough room in the video for you to move over. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, hopefully the Filipina P her channel isn't to get some, nice American high roller to hook up with her, marry her, or be her boyfriend, or whichever comes first. Okay? Because he'd have to be a pimp in order to sit there and say, oh, the Filipina P. Oh, I got to go after her. Okay? I'm going to just skip all this and go and take my money and go straight after her. You got to be pimping, boy. Okay? Because her character is very, very provocative in a way that's very ungodly. Like I said, if God is uncomfortable with the Filipina P, if God is displeased with the hey, yay, it stopped raining, we got some sunshine, praise God. If God is displeased, and there's only one God, there's not God of the Philippines, and there's not God of America. Okay, the same God that's in the Philippines is also the God of America. Okay, if God is displeased with the Filipina P, so is DeRoy Cruz, because I'm a godly man. I want a godly wife. Okay, and I want women of the Philippines that want to talk about this subject. If you're going to talk to me about love and the Philippines, talk to me right. Talk to me direct. Talk to me morally. If all I want is coochie, I can get that here in the United States. There ain't nothing gold about that Filipina coochie that I got to fly all the way across the world with it and defy God for it. No. Okay? If I want booty, I can get it here, right here, okay, in my hometown. I can get it right here if I want booty. Even if I want Filipino booty, What, I gotta travel about an hour or less to meet some Filipino girl I know that's selling her cooch? It's easy. I don't need to go all the way to the Philippines to get a beautiful Asian girl, okay, to open her legs for me. But if I'm going to go all the way there, it better be because God is doing something great for me in the Philippines that he's not doing here. But one thing it ain't going to be is pussy. I can get that here. We got wall-to-wall pussy. We got pussy coming out of the sky here in the U.S. Give me something more than just sexual innuendo. Give me something more. We got women out here wearing hardly nothing. In the wintertime out here, wearing hardly nothing. We got women out here acting like little hoochie mamas all over the place out here. And oh my God, if you go to a bar or a nightclub, oh my God, I don't go to those places. God help me to never go to them places. Oh my God. I remember when I went in the bar one time in a security uniform looking for a suspect. And all the women slid down to my end of the bar table. You know what I'm saying? And I was in there with a guy that was a Catholic priest. Well, he thought he was a Catholic priest. He wasn't. He was my friend. He wasn't a Catholic priest. But he was wearing a collar. That's the way he dressed for church. He wore a collar. They slid all the way down to our end. I'm wearing a uniform. He's wearing a collar. They slid all the way down to the end of the bar. We trying to have a conversation with the lady about a 15-year-old girl that ain't supposed to be in the bar. Okay? They're gonna sit there and try to buy us a drink. Y'all off the clock, right? We like to buy y'all a drink. Y'all seem like y'all some nice gentlemen. I would never go to the Philippines to buy free coochie. When I first started getting interested in the Filipino P and all the other people, and there's others that talk about the Philippines, I was interested because I was under the impression that as far as the Filipino P would go on her channel is letting men see her in her bikini because she's out on the beach, and while she's out on the beach, now I gotta hand it to her, she's one beach girl that will get in the water, and she has shown video after video of her being in the water. But a lot of Americans don't even get in the water. They just go there to show off their body. They go there dry, and the only water on them is sweat from being out in the hot sun. They don't even go in the water. They don't even get in the water, okay? But the first Filipina P video that I saw, she was on the beach, and she was telling me what her channel was going to be about, and she was showing us some of the places in, I think, Mageti or something like that. Some big, the very first video of hers I saw, she was showing this place called Mageti or something, and she showed us this resort where you can go up in steps to this beautiful little hotel thing. I wasn't impressed with it. It looked like third world to me. You know what I'm saying? Because of, it was pretty third world to me. But that all depends on what's going out there with the ocean and all like that. Like, it had rooms in it with no windows. Just had curtains and no windows, but it was really impressive. But after that one video, she began to like, I started watching her other videos, younger and older, and I just started seeing something that just wasn't right. It started to seem like she was trying to almost pimp the women, the young girls of the Philippines, but at the same time protect them from foreigners that got their zippers down. Well, that's a contradiction. You can't sit there and talk about sex in the Philippines and how Filipinos like to please their men that they're not married to. That they're not married to, Ms. P. That they're not married to, Ms. P. You can't talk about sex. She talking about sex and ain't nobody even in love yet. She talking about sex, okay? Then she wants to say stuff like that. Then she wants to tell you, oh, well, if you think you're going to come over here with your zipper down, I recommend you don't. Well, Ms P, that's a contradiction. Okay, that's a contradiction. Okay, and if you were a woman who is chaste and Christian like you say you are, and I'm pretty sure I heard you 3 times say that you are Christian, you're just not a Christian like DeRoy Cruz, okay, but you're Christian. Okay, there's only one kind of a Christian, and that's a Christian that sacrifices his life to God. Okay, anybody can be religious, but if you're going to call yourself a Christian, that means you have sacrificed your life to God. You sacrifice your sexual innuendo, thank you very much. You're sacrificing your sexual desires. You're sacrificing what you could be doing.
To get that ring on your finger.
But Ms P, we're really...
You're sacrificing what you could be doing sexually, what you could be doing with your money, what you could be doing with your gun, okay? You're sacrificing all that for the love of God and for the love that you have for God and the love that you want to share with the world. You don't say I'm a Christian because I'm not killing and raping people, but I'm okay with raunchy, hardcore, okay, taboo sex. Okay, I'm okay with worship of sexual activity, the worship of the penis, worship of the bush, worship of bananas, worship of how Filipinos are having sex compared to Americans and blah, blah, blah. Ms P, we're not different like that, Ms P. Men in the Philippines want the same thing that Americans want and vice versa. Okay? Now, why you would give it to Americans, but you're not giving it to Filipino men? Okay? Women over here in America are doing more than holding the slumber while he slumbers. Holding the lumber while he slumbers. They're doing more than that when a man is sleeping. I'm divorced and my ex-wife did more than that when I was sleeping. Okay? Like, you know what I mean? And you want us to... You're trying to, what's the point in even saying that? What's the point in even talking about that? Okay? So look, if God is not pleased with the Filipino P, neither is DeRoy Cruz. I love your channel. I'm going to continue to watch your channel when I can stomach it, when I can digest it. I'm getting to the point where I can't take you anymore. I'm getting to the point where I'm cutting off the video before it ends, because once you start talking about, sex and nobody in the room is married, okay, I'm done, okay? I'm done. Once you keep making sexual innuendo in there, you know what I mean? Once you keep, and now, I'm, and you're going to let your patrons make you do things. I wonder what behind the scenes your patrons are making you do. What are your patrons making you do, Ms P, that you ain't putting on video? Okay, you want us to believe, you want us to see you as wonderful, but I see you as a regular, secular, feminist who's making money on doing videos. And your money has went to your head, and now you're at a point in your life. I bet you any money, if it wasn't for your videos, you'd be married with children by now. I bet you would. If it wasn't for your YouTube channel, I bet you would be married with children. But because of your YouTube channel and the money that you've been making over the last 2 or 3 years, okay, you seem to think that can interfere with where you're supposed to be sexually, and that's allowed to interfere with your relationship with God, and that's allowed to interfere with your relationship with men. No, it's not allowed to interfere with those 3 things. Okay? You're supposed to be a traditional woman, because all of God's children are supposed to be traditional men and women. That's not an option. Don't come over here to America and want to see what non-traditional people are like, because there's nothing handsome or cute about that crap. It's where America has failed. This is why I look at your videos, Ms P, because America has failed. Welcome to the land of fornicators. Okay? But what do? You get on there and you want to be like America, which makes you a slut. We got enough people around here with sexual innuendo. I can't drive down the street without looking at a billboard of a half-naked woman. What are we advertising? Toothpaste. Well, that's up here in the mouth. Why am I seeing her butt cheeks? We're advertising toothpaste. Why am I seeing, why, you're advertising Gibson guitars. What's that have to do with a woman in a bikini? Okay? This is what I'm talking about. And here now you're doing it in the Philippines. There's a big thing in South Hills Village Mall. What is South Hills Village? Ross Park. Think Ross Park Mall. Ross Park Mall out here, not too far, about 20 minutes away from me. They got a new sign up right down the hallway from Victoria's Secrets. It's a sign. It's a place in the Philippines. You can tell. It looks like one of our passport bros might have took this picture and sold it. He might have been a photographer and sold this picture. But it's a picture of these 4 beautiful Filipinas, okay, from behind, showing them standing in front of a waterfall in their bikinis, with their sexy bikinis on. And I forget what the billboard says above it. Very sexual, it either way. Okay, and they want you to come in here and buy clothes. Okay, they want to sell bikinis, they want to sell jeans, pants, whatever. But they, you know what I'm saying? And this picture's huge. You know, like the Filipinas in this video, in this picture, I'm sorry, are about your height. They're about like your size when you walk past it. Really gets you wishing you were there, wishing you were walking around in your underwear. When you look at this picture, it makes you wish you were out of your clothes, okay? It's a gorgeous picture. But it's very provocative. It's very unholy. It's very ungodly. What I'm saying is we have enough of your mess as well as our mess over here in America. We don't need you teaching Americans how to be more provocative, more ungodly, more wicked, more of Satan. We need people that are going to say, my whole thing that brought me to your channel, Ms P, was you talking about tradition compared to what's going on in the West. And the passport bros talking about traditional women. But what I'm finding out is a lot of them are going over there getting their whistles wet before they practice that tradition. Almost every single American that went over to the Philippines has had sex with a number of Filipinas before he actually married one of them. And a lot of these guys in one video, you're talking about, oh, I'm going to the Philippines. I'm going to the Philippines. We're going to the Philippines. He's on the plane. He's going to the Philippines. And he's with one girl. And then he just disappears for a while. Then he comes back and he's with a different girl. And he's keeping her away from the camera. And then he's sitting there right in front of her. Oh my God. Sitting right in front of her on the camera. Talking about all the women that he slept with up to this point. And he had this girl and he had this girl. And he's telling you to watch out for scammers. Well, dude, I don't want to come out there and be scammed before I get to the level that I want to be at. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to tell people before they come over here to America, don't come over here and get scammed. Watch out for scammers. Watch before, don't let a woman tell you she loves you. Check her out and make sure, because there's a lot of scammers. Well, over here in America, you can tell a scammer before he or she scams you. It's different over here in America. That's what I love about my country. I can walk over here, and 10 years from now, I'll be able to walk into this country without getting scammed at the goddamn airport. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to come over here to America and get an escort that's going to take you somewhere and their hench boys is going to come out of nowhere and scam you or threaten you at gunpoint or knife point when you get into the city. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work like that. You pretty much know you're being scammed, okay, the minute the cab driver opens his mouth or the minute you go somewhere, because we got your back over here. We warn you about these things. It's now part of our culture to scam newcomers, okay, sexually or financially. Usually if you get scammed, it's about being around the wrong people in the wrong places, in the wrong situation. That's how you get scammed here in America, not just for showing up. But I'm out of here. I got to get out of here.
Do love our husbands. Oh, come on.
I'm out. Goodbye. Thank you.